Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode. This is the first inning podcast with the BX Bomber and Roger, the big Yankee fan. Hello, everybody. Say something, Raj.
Hey, how are you guys? How's everyone doing? It's good to talk to you, BX Bomber. I know we were supposed to do this a little bit earlier today. There was just some scheduling problems, but I'm glad to be on now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everybody has to go make the donuts.
Exactly, exactly.
So how's been
And
everything in West Virginia there?
oh, okay, we have some beautiful weather, and it's lovely. It's about 80 degrees, but we have a lot of trees around this property, so I'm in the shade, and it's comfortable and lovely weather today. And looking forward to getting up to New York and
The days actually in New York it rained almost every day. If
yeah.
it didn't, I don't know about over there. How was it over there?
Oh yeah, where the Mid Atlantic gets pretty close to the East Coast, and Yankees definitely had a lot of rainouts. And the Yankees game last night was a really good, exciting game, even though it was a low-scoring game, 2-1
Right.
in 12 innings. And the Yankees got out of twice. They got out of jams with men on first and third with no outs. And at one point, when AJ Cole was in the game, they had the bases loaded with no outs. And the Yankees got out of both of those jams and were able to win the game in extra innings 2-1. So a good, strong Yankees win, low scoring last night against the Marlins.
Yeah, that was a crazy game, man. I was it was like watching paint dry.
Yeah,
It was hard to stay up for that game. It was so boring, man, but thank God the Yankees could pull it out, but the Yankees but Chapman got hurt at the end there.
yes, and now as it looks, Chapman is going on the disabled list now, the 10-day disabled list, and he has problems with his knee and tendonitis in his knee, and they really don't think that he'll be able to fully heal until he gets a full off season to heal. But in the meantime, they're going to be shutting him down for at least a couple of weeks until he can get his knee back in decent shape. And David Robertson as well has been having soreness in
Right.
his shoulder. And David Robertson and Chapman are both out now, and the Yankees' injuries just keep
Well,
piling up.
who do you think should step into the closer role if Chapman is forced to miss significant time?
Well, what they're probably going to do is they're going to be going with Dylan Betances, who has been lights out recently. I know there are times when he can be unpredictable, but he's been very strong recently. So they're probably going to be going with Dylan Betances and Zach Britton, and when David Robertson's soreness ends, I'm sure they'll be using him as a setup man, and also Tommy Kahnle did a good job last night, and he spent a lot of time in the minor leagues this year, but he's back
Right.
in the bullpen.
That's the thing. They're
And
gonna have to figure out who they're gonna bring up now.
oh yes, I know who they're bringing up. With Chapman going on the disabled list, they're bringing up Chance Adams. Chance
Okay.
Adams is coming up.
What about Sessa? What happened to Sessa?
Sessa,
He's not.
Sessa, they're keeping him down in the minors. I mean, his last performances have not been very good when he's made some spot starts and he's gotten hit around pretty good. So what they're going to do is go with Chance Adams on this call up for with Chapman out.
Okay, so yeah, so with Chapman leaving the game, then wow, this is gonna be really rough, man. I don't know how they're gonna well they still got Bratton there, so he can close it, he still can close the game, so I think they should be all right there, you know.
Yeah, Zach Britton bullpen is still very strong. Zach Britton is getting better. Each one of his outings has been better than the last. And Zach Britton and Dylan Betances, and hopefully Robertson won't be out too long with the shoulder soreness. And also Holder has been decent again since he got really roughed up against the Red Sox. So the bullpen is still fairly strong, and they will probably be going with Britton and Betances as the closers for the next couple of weeks.
Wow. So Chance Adam is gonna play outfield, right?
Chance Adams is a pitcher. He is a pitcher that is one of the Yankee pitching prospects. He started on August
I mean,
4th.
yeah,
He had
yeah. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, that's okay. He had a spot start. And he did decently, and they'll probably use him over the weekend. The Yankees have to play 4 games against the Orioles over the weekend, including a doubleheader on Saturday. And he may start one of the doubleheader games on Saturday. Chance Adams.
What do you think about Greg Bird, man? People think that Greg Bird is not fit for the Yankees too, man. Like,
Well,
but
Greg,
I think he has. I think he's good enough first baseman, though. You know.
right. Well, he's people keep waiting for him to hit.
Yeah.
He's really been sidelined by a lot of injuries. He's had many injuries, and they're waiting for him to show his potential. And he shows little signs of it here and there. But overall, he's been a disappointment. He's batting only 211 and has not really been coming through. And some people are becoming impatient with him. So I would just wait it out and see how it goes from here for the rest of the season. But many people feel that Greg Bird has been a disappointment. He's only batting in the low 200s, and he did recently hit a couple of home runs in a game. But many people have felt that he's been a bit disappointing,
Yeah.
and he's really been sidelined by a lot of injuries.
Yeah, because look, the Yankees are 7 games in the loss column to the Red Sox. You know, so
Exactly.
it's kind of monumental in a way because the way the Yankees have the injuries, you know, so it's kind of worth paying attention to, you know? How can
Right.
they build back to win all these games again? My goodness. That's a hell of a story there.
Right. Well, as it stands right now, the Yankees have a very strong record. See, we're comparing them to the Red Sox, and
Yeah.
by the way, the Red Sox have lost 3 games in a row now, and the Yankees are 8 games out, 7 in the loss column, and the Yankees are playing a weaker schedule as of right now. They play the Orioles for 4 games over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then they come home and they play the White Sox and the Tigers. And you'll be at the game on August 31st for the Brett Gardner bobblehead day. So they're still playing weaker competition. So that is a blessing right now with all of the injuries that the Yankees have.
Yeah, because even though the biggest warrior you have on the team right now is Austin Roman. You know, because
Yep,
that guy is getting beat up every game, man. Yesterday, he got hit in the nuts or something like that.
something happened. Something happened there. And but Kyle Higashioka came in, and Higashioka contributed quite well. And that was wild how that game ended last night. Higashioka threw out a runner at second base, and that's how the game ended, with the Marlins attempting a steal. And the throw came to second base, and it was called stealing, and that's how the game ended. So
Yeah,
Higashioka came through.
I'll tell you one thing, Agashioka there, he's gonna be your new catcher for next year because Austin Roman, he's an old rookie already. You know what I mean? He's been in the organization for like 30 years already, and he's
Yeah,
just starting. You know, so his time is his. This is the best year we're gonna get out of Roman because next year
wow,
he's not gonna be as good. Trust me when I tell you. So they're gonna have to put that kid in there, and Sanchez. He's gonna have to stay until he dies out too, or until they can
right.
trade him because he looks like he's turning into a dud. You know.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully he can bounce back from the injury. If he doesn't bounce back from the injury, the guys was a waste of time. They're gonna have to get rid of him. You know.
he's had a very bad year this year. But remember, he hit 33 home runs last season, and he has a lot of potential. Many people have complaints about Sanchez, about him being lazy with his training, and his attitude might not be the best. And he is not a very good defensive catcher, to say the
Yeah.
least. But they keep him in for his bat. But this has really been a lost year for Sanchez with all the injuries and the low batting average.
Yeah. We'll have to wait till next year to determine about Sanchez. You know, if he could stay or
Right,
not, or you know what I mean. But they can because he's still a baby bomber, so they have the potential to trade him anytime too. So you know, in the
right.
off season or whatever. So, you know, but I don't think they'll get ever rid of him though. But if he does bad next year, they'll probably try to. You know, I
Yeah,
could see that happening. You know, and then we got
and
Diddy hurt, and
yes,
everybody's hurt, man. It's crazy.
yes, it is. But they do have strong guys that are still in the lineup, such as Neil Walker, who's really been hitting lately, and Gleyber Torres is coming back after a bad slump. And Neil Walker and Andujar has really been a great rookie so far at third base. Andujar's got many doubles, about 35 doubles now. And Andujar has really been doing well. And Walker and Gleyber Torres has come off the slump and has been getting hits recently. So the Yankees still have a decent lineup, and they are playing weaker competition right now. So I think they can get through this. But they
Yeah,
do have a lot of injuries now with Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez and Didi Gregorius
yeah. The
and the
outfield,
list
the
goes on.
outfield looks very bad. Even though we have Gardner and Hicks, but Walker playing right field, that's horrible. You know,
Yeah.
he's too slow in right field. And playing right field is for a slow player, and he can't even do that.
Well, I
So,
think he's held his own. I think he's held his own out there, where he's been okay. But obviously, he's not going to be a great outfielder. He's a fill-in right now, and the Yankees made a lot of trades of their outfield prospects because
yeah.
they felt that they were blocked. You know, Billy McKinney is now on the Toronto Blue Jays, and they made a lot of trade of their outfielders, and that's why we've been seeing so much of Robinson
Yeah,
out there.
because since now that the trade line is over and everything, now it's time to think World Series, you know? And only
Yes.
the right people who win the right series played the game the right way. So we have to play the game the right way. And Neil Walker is not the guy you're gonna bring in for defensive purposes in a playoff game. You know what I mean?
Right, not for the
So
outfield.
yeah, so he's kind of a waste of a player. He's no good for the field unless you're gonna put him on first for a backup for Greg Bird. You
He does
know,
a good job at second base as well.
so if you want to have him a backup there, then that's okay. Then you play with Torres, then he might not be able to be on the team for the playoffs. You know, so you might lose a
Right.
guy or two. So it's kind of hard there. I don't know, man. But if we had everybody back, I wouldn't even put Neil Walker on the team in the playoffs. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I have Torres there because he's a little bit more of well, Neil Walker can hit too, but Torres already has the experience of being in that playoff atmosphere, you know,
Right.
and you want people with that experience to be in that atmosphere. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
yeah, so Neil Walker, I mean, they could definitely use him as a pinch hitter though. You know, I don't
Oh
see
yeah,
why
he's been
not.
hitting recently.
You know, as long as he keeps hitting and doing his thing, yeah, man. And Andujar, that's hell of a player, man. They're gonna have
Oh
to pay
yeah.
that kid a lot of money next year, you know, and
Oh,
incentives, you
well,
know.
he's under team control for a while. You know, you have to go 6 years before you're eligible for free agency. So he's under team control for quite a while. But what they are doing is they're working on an extension for Didi Gregorius at this point in time. They're trying to get Didi Gregorius locked up, and they're working on an extension for him. But a lot of these players are still under control because you have to go 6 years before you're eligible for free agency.
I love Didi and everything, but you know what? I'd rather shop around for a new shortstop first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's already past his time already. You know, he's not gonna get any better. You know, this is baseball, and over time, they decline over years. You know what I'm saying? Even though he is getting better, but I don't see him getting any better. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah, and he can't handle those ground balls sometimes, those hard hit ones. I see it from the upper deck. He can't handle them sometimes, and he
Oh,
struggles. You know, so we need a more solid shortstop there and a little quicker. You know.
I see.
But
I
he's
see.
good. He's great and everything. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I'm just saying it's time to look into something else. You know what I mean?
Well, there's still always a possibility of Machado. Machado, I've heard some reports that Machado says that he feels that the Dodgers are just a stopover for him, and he would prefer to come to the Yankees, actually. So we'll see what happens in the off season. All of this is still speculation right now. We don't know what
Yeah.
the Yankees are going to do, or what the playoffs are going to bring, or anything like that. So we're just speculating right now. But I'm very happy with the record that the Yankees do have. They're 33 games over 500. They're going for their 80th win tonight, and I've been very pleased with the season, even with all of the injuries. That's just part of baseball. As John Sterling says, you can't predict baseball because you
Yeah.
can't predict what type of injuries are going to happen.
Yeah, man, and look, man, the whole Yankee season bummed out, man. They started out with Murderers Row and all this. Now it turned into a crap show. You know what I mean?
Oh no, they still got good players out there, as we were saying.
They still
You
do,
know,
but
but
it's
we're
not the
missing.
same team that we started with. You
Oh
know,
no,
it's not the.
no,
I'm talking about the caliber. You know, the caliber
yeah,
of we. I mean, we had a lot of weight in the beginning. You know, and now we're real light. You know, and that's not good. You know.
right. I understand. I understand. I mean, when you're missing Judge and Sanchez and D. Gregorius out of the lineup,
Yeah.
obviously it makes the lineup a lot shorter. That's for sure.
You don't even
And
know who's playing on the Yankees anymore. Every day you're checking who's this guy, who's that guy, who's this guy. You know, is he up
yeah,
here? Is he still playing? You know, like it's like
exactly.
it's getting crazy there, man. Them guys that have a lot of work to do, Boone and Cashman, man. So I don't know how they're gonna figure this out, man. But did they have a whole another 5 weeks left? You know, so
Yes, exactly. And speaking of that, I have the lineups for tonight. The Marlins are going to have Rafael Ortega, right fielder, leading off. JT Real Muto, the catcher, batting second. Brian Anderson, third base, batting fourth. Starlin Castro batting fifth. Derek Dietrich of first base, batting. Let's see here. Derek Dietrich and Austin Dean at left field. Miguel Rojas at shortstop. Magneuris Sierra center field, and then in number 9 spot will be Trevor Richards, who's starting tonight against Lance Lynn. And the Yankees lineup is going to be Gardner, Stanton, Hicks, Andujar, Walker, Torres, Bird, Romine, and Lance Lynn batting ninth. So those are the lineups tonight. And Lance Lynn will be pitching tonight against Trevor Richards for the Miami Marlins. And those are the lineups for tonight.
wow, it sounds they got it sound like a good team over there, man. Sterling Castro, that's a good guy there. We should have
Yes,
never got rid
exactly.
of him there, but you know
Well,
we got Torres now, and he's a hell of a guy that can be molded.
yeah,
You know.
Starlin Castro went for Don Carlos Stanton. They traded Starlin Castro to get Don Carlos Stanton. And I also wanted to say I was very impressed with this relief pitcher that the Marlins had that came in last night, named Kayron Guerrero. He's 6'8", very slender, about 215 pounds. But he came in last night and he was throwing 102 miles per hour, and he struck out the side. Gardner got a hit that bounced off of Kayron Guerrero and got on the first base. But Kayron Guerrero was throwing some major heat last night for the Miami Marlins, and that's how these bullpens are. There's so many players coming out of the bullpen now that are throwing 95 to 100 miles per hour now. It's amazing. We've never had so many hard throwers before.
Yeah, that's true, man. And they throw a lot of curve pitches, man, sinkers, and a lot of movement on pitches now. You know.
Sliders, a lot of sliders.
Yeah.
That's the power pitchers always have the strong fastball and the slider and the changeup, and that's what a lot of them are working with now.
Yeah, but but those guys, if they see a pitcher enough times, they can catch it. You know, it's just the thing that when you're playing and they bringing up all these new guys, you're seeing this guy for the first time. You know, you don't know how he throws, and you're trying to get adjusted on this first time you ever see him, and then you don't do very well. You know, and then your batting average starts going down. You know,
Exactly.
you know, and that's what happens.
Exactly. That plus the shifts. They do so many shifts now that batting averages are lower and power is up, and that's the way baseball seems to be today. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of home runs, and a lot of walks, and that's kind of how baseball is being played these days, with many strikeouts.
Yeah.
But there have never been so many hard throwers in baseball as we have today.
Let me read what somebody wrote on Twitter. This
Okay.
person wrote a paragraph. I want to see what you think about it. It's about, I think it goes to Aaron Boone. It says "Good job, Boone" at the end. It says, "I hate when people say injuries are excuses, but goddamn, your 2, 3, and 5 batters are out of the lineup, man. That's a lot. Aaron Boone, for a rookie season, has had to put up with a lot of. Honestly, he makes mistakes here and there, and we get pissed. But damn, there's a lot of going against the team right now. Rain wise, 9 rainouts. Schedule wise, makeups, losing off days, not much rest, injuries to manage. Chapman, Stanton, CC, key injuries. Didi, Judge, Sanchez, Frazier, Lagaza, Montgomery, dealing with the sunny crap, trying to get Sevy through this, and Duhar's defense, Bird slumps, Shane Robinson on the roster, etc., and has this team from New York 33 games over 500. It's called playing 162 games. I get it, and no one is going to feel sorry for you, but there's something to be said about this. Good job, Boone. So, what do you think?
Like that. I like that. What I think is that that's how a baseball season is. It is a season of ups and downs, over a 6-month period. Not to mention the long spring training and then the postseason. There's a lot of ups and downs, and there will be injuries and controversies and all kinds of things. It's a major situation going through a 6-month season, and all of these types of things will happen. Where you'll have controversies with players and lineups, and there will be injuries, and there will be mishaps, and that's how a baseball season is. That's why it can't be predicted, and why I don't worry too much if a team goes into a 4-game losing streak in May, because who knows what they'll be doing 4 months later.
Yeah.
We really just have to live it and play it out and see how everything goes. And so far, I think Aaron Boone has done a very good job. He has talented players, and I am very pleased with the Yankees' record as well at 33 games over 500.
Yeah, they have been doing well, man. But the thing is, like, something like Chapman, he feels pain in his knee. You know what I'm saying? And you give him 10 days rest. Does it really matter? You know what I'm saying? He's still gonna have the pain when he comes back anyway. And he's still gonna have to push through it, push through the pain and all that. So, does it really matter if you put him on the DL? You know what I mean? Instead of just not putting him in a game or 2 or 3, you know what I mean? And just have him there, because he could feel better tomorrow,
He was feeling too much pain, and the trainers feel that he needs a couple weeks rest, and that he's really not going to get back to full health until he has an entire off season.
Yeah.
So this is something he's going to be dealing with for the rest of the season. But as he came in last night, walked the first batter, and then threw another ball, and called the manager and the trainer out and said he just couldn't go anymore. He's feeling too much pain in that knee. So they feel for the best, so they can have him for the playoffs and for late September, is to give him some rest now, because they still have a very strong bullpen.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. It sucks though, but that's why probably the reason why he was walking all these players, man. Well, his knee always bothered him though.
Right.
Even from Chicago, his knee bothered him, and before when we had him here the first time, his knee bothered him too. So this is not nothing new. It's just that it's getting worse.
It's been chronic for him. It's been chronic.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's definitely getting worse. But but they have Bratton there to take his place. So they can definitely switch up that role. Betances, he can't even find the plate. So, You know,
But he's been really good recently, though. He's been really good recently. He's been lights out recently. But I know what you mean. You've seen his track record where he's had problems in the past, but his most recent performances have been quite good.
yeah, because that guy Batances, man, we're gonna need him in the playoffs, man. You know, to throw that hard heat. You know,
Yes,
we're gonna need that. But the problem is he can't throw straight. You know,
yeah,
every time, every game you put him in there, the crucial situation game, he messes it up every time. So he doesn't do well under pressure. You know what I mean?
right,
So they're gonna have to figure out a way to put in Batances in the game without pressure. You know,
right,
maybe start the game with nobody on. You know, or with a lead, give him a lead. You have to give this guy a lead because he might walk people and hit people. Who knows what he'll do? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then you got Robinson, David Robinson, which he could be shaky as well. And
right,
what happens with him is his pitch count goes up in an inning. He can throw 40 pitches in one inning, you know, to get
I
three
know.
outs, you know, so that's a problem. Batting now, this guy, he's kind of 50-50. You know, we don't know what we're going to get with him, you know? We could have got a
Well,
lemon, so we don't even know yet. So hopefully he turns out to be right, you know?
he's been getting better every time he's come out. And the 2016 season for Britain when he was on the Orioles was an amazing season. He had a 0.50 earned run average and had 47 saves and 47 opportunities. And he was amazing. And if they get anything like that, and remember, he had a lot of injuries too, and he's just coming back from an injury.
Yeah.
And he has to get his command together. But each time he's come out, he's done better and better. And they hope by the time late September comes around that he'll be very strong and ready for the playoffs.
Yeah. They're gonna have to man, I don't know, man. I hopefully and what's the count in the wild card? I didn't get to check it today.
Okay, what it is right now is the A's are playing very well. The A's are playing a series against the Texas Rangers, and the A's just shut out the Texas Rangers 2 games in a row. And the A's are 3.5 games behind the Yankees for the first wild card spot. The A's currently occupy the second wild card spot, and
It,
the A's have 76 wins, and the Yankees are going for their 80th win tonight. So, but then the Yankees have about a 6 game lead before they would fall out of the playoffs because Seattle is also playing very well, but the Yankees still have a fairly comfortable lead and a 3.5 game lead over the A's as of this point.
so we have 6 game lead. You're saying, right? 6 game lead.
Yeah, before they would drop out of the playoffs, they have a 3.5 game lead for the first wild card spot.
3.5 game lead. That
Yes.
we need. See, that's the problem. We need to be first place so we can get home field advantage.
Yeah, right now the Yankees have that for the wild card game as of right now. The Yankees are in that position.
Because the Yankees don't do very well on the road. You know,
They've done better this year. Last year was a crummy year on the road. They were 40 wins and 41 losses on the road last year. This year, the record is better, but obviously they are a much stronger team at Yankee Stadium.
and yeah. They got the fans behind them. You know, in Yankee Stadium. That's the good thing. So we need to get home field advantage. You know, and plus in the World Series, the American League has home field advantage too. So that's another
Oh,
good thing.
okay.
You know,
Excellent.
so yeah, because the American League won the game, right? The American League won the All-Star game. Am I right?
Oh, yes, but they don't do that anymore. The All-Star game no longer counts as to who has the home field advantage anymore. They stopped
When they
doing
do
that.
that?
They stopped doing it for a couple of years now. They no longer have the All Star game determining the home field advantage anymore. They did do it for a number of years, but they changed the rules and have stopped doing that. So I think the team that has home field advantage will be the team with the best record.
Oh, perfect. That's even better. You
Yep.
know, because that sucks with that All-Star game thing. You know.
Yeah. this All-Star game was fun. This year was fun. I always enjoy the All-Star game, but they have just turned it back into an exhibition where it doesn't count for anything.
Yeah, because what's happening is a lot of the players are hurt. You know,
Right.
all your favorite players are hurt. You know, and they can't even play. So why are they gonna even have it a serious game out of it? You know?
Yes. Well, it is a very fun exhibition. They do
Yeah,
a
it
really
is.
good
I
job.
love the All Star game. I always it's always on my birthday.
Right. 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 Your birthday's in mid-July. I know
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. And otherwise, the Yankees have this series. They have to play tonight, and I've given the lineups. And Lance Lynn, let's hope he has a good start.
Oh, that's right.
And
Lance Lynn's pitching today, right? He didn't have a good one last one, did he? I
he
think he
had a
got.
little trouble in his last start. He gave up some runs early. That was when the Yankees fell behind 4-0, and then came back and won the game.
Oh, that's right. I was at that game.
Right,
Holy crap!
exactly,
Yeah, that was
exactly,
when I was in the judges' chambers.
right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that
And
was man. I don't know how the hell he did that, man. You know?
yeah, and I put your latest blog up on Yankees Worldwide and Yankees Fans First, the Facebook sites where the fans comment and everything. And I put your latest blog up there, and I put the last podcast up there to hope to get
Thank you.
some more views, to get some more views. And I think that always helps to put it up where
Yeah,
Yankee
man.
fans
That every little bit helps, man. Sharing is caring.
Right, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And
man.
that Tayron Guerrero, he was very impressive. That came in for the Marlins at
Mm.
6'8", very slender, but 102-mile-per-hour fastball he was throwing, and that is amazing. But the Yankees are no slouches themselves. The Tantas regularly hits 100 miles per hour, and in the starting rotation, Severino will regularly hit 100 miles per hour himself.
Yeah.
But recently, with his mechanics being off, he's still throwing very hard, but he's been throwing more around 97 or so rather than 100 the way he was earlier in the season.
Well, also too, and down in Miami, Stanton is trying to hit his 300th home run.
Exactly, he's sitting on 299. So
Yeah,
that,
he almost got one yesterday, but it bounced halfway on the wall over there in
yeah,
left field.
I saw it. I was watching it on MLB.TV, the Yes Network broadcast, and that was a rocket.
Yeah.
He hit a low rocket, and it hit three-quarters of the way up on the fence. But that could have been a rocket right out of the ballpark.
Oh my
Basically, it
God,
was
that if that ball would have hit somebody, it would have killed them.
exactly. It was a major. Stanton is so strong, and he has such a short swing as well. He's got a very short swing, and he just generates so much power. He is incredibly strong. He and Judge are incredibly strong, and he hit some rockets, that's for sure.
I know, yeah, man. He's power hitting, man, and that's a good thing because over there they do something with the air conditioning or something to push balls out too for their home team.
Right.
You
They
know?
keep it at 72 degrees. That's the way they do it at Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, where the Rays play. They keep the air conditioning at 72 all the time. They do the same thing down in Miami.
Yeah, but there's been times where there's tricks where they turn off the AC for when the visiting team is batting, and then when the home team is batting, they turn it on so they could push the ball out.
Oh my goodness! Holy cow! I didn't know about that
Yeah,
one.
there's special things that they could do, and like or when the home team is batting, they'll put the AC real high and they'll open up like a big door or something like on the top of the stadium where the air could like suck out, and that's where the
Oh
ball
wow!
and that's where the baseball will gravitate to.
Wow!
Yeah,
Wow!
man.
That is
See,
something.
there's stuff that people don't even know about, but there's a lot of science in baseball, man. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah! Oh yeah! Well, we have so many people that are now involved with the sabermetrics, and there's all kinds of statistics. When I was playing baseball as a kid, I mean, we didn't have Babbitt and all of these statistics that the sabermetrics have now. You know, we were basically home runs, batting average, runs batted in, base percentage, earned run average, innings pitched. But they have so many sabermetrics now, statistics
I
wise.
still don't understand WAR and the WAR, why they consider the WAR, and there's another one too that I don't understand.
There's a few of them that I'm still just learning about. I don't understand wins above replacement, how they figure that out, to be honest. That's
Yeah,
all
wins
word.
above replacement. The whip, right? The yeah, right? Yeah, right. Wins
Yeah,
above replacement, right? Yeah, that the whip. I don't understand how
yeah.
they do that one.
I know
The
what whip is. Whip is walks, hits to innings pitched. So if a pitcher gives up pitches 200 innings and gives up 150 hits, but then walks 50 batters, his whip would be 1.00 because he's averaging one base runner per inning.
uh,
It's all sabermetrics figuring out with mathematics and decimals and everything.
yeah, there's a
And
lot of stuff there, man, because people want to consider the war and the whip like that over ERA and you know what I'm saying, and other stats. So it's kind of funny, but all that stuff doesn't really matter in my opinion. That stuff right there doesn't really matter, I think. You know?
I they go so much with sabermetrics these days, but I'm kind of an older guy in my 50s, and I like the idea of scouts actually doing the eye test and seeing how a player is playing and using some intuition as to who to bring in and not rely quite so much on the numbers.
Yeah, because the numbers don't actually mean anything. That
Yeah,
doesn't it does not predict the future. It only is only a record of your past. You know what I'm saying? You can't really
exactly,
predict the future of a player by his baseball card. You know what I mean? That he's gonna have a
exactly.
great year next year. That's not really the case. You know?
Right,
Anything can
right.
happen, you know?
Yes, as you know, John Sterling, he's old school and been doing the Yankee radio broadcast for 30 years. And he said he is known for saying that you just can't predict baseball. You don't know what type of injuries are going to happen, or what kind of randomness is going to happen. As far as a player could hit a line drive and it could be caught, and then a player could hit a
Yeah.
little bouncer and it could be a base hit. And there's all you have to see the games to really understand.
Yeah, because baseball is not for the faint of heart, let me tell you, because this game could give you a heart attack in a minute. Because
Exactly,
the thing I
exactly,
mean, a pitcher could blow the game and you walking home losing and you was just winning by 5 runs, you know?
exactly,
It's
exactly.
anything can happen. That's what's so beautiful about baseball. And the cool thing about baseball is that it's been the same game for the last 100 years, you know?
Basically, yeah.
It's
It
the
really has
same.
been.
It's the same game. The only thing that's changed is the fabric of the uniform and the helmets, right? And the quality of the cleats and the bats. That's
Yeah,
basically the only thing that's changed. The equipment. Nothing. The
right.
the rules are the same. Maybe lighting. Lighting is different. That's about it. You
Well,
know.
the technology has gotten better. Obviously as we progress, they have
It
they
took them
have better
50 years
quality
to add
uniforms.
lights. You know.
Yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much. But anyway, this is how it looks now. Where we have the Florida Marlins against the Yankees tonight, and then the Yankees play the Orioles for 4 games, and then they head back home against the White Sox and the Tigers, and you'll be at the game for the
Yes, I'll
Brett
be
Gardner
there for the
bobblehead.
Brett Gardner bobblehead. We gotta get the Gardy. We have to get uh Gardy. He's a good
Yeah,
player,
that,
man. I mean, I always had something against him, but I always thought he was a good guy. You know,
oh yeah, he
he
really is.
always he always proved you wrong. You know what I mean?
He's the longest tenured
Oh,
Yankee at
actually,
this
no.
point
I'm
in time.
sorry. I have a game Monday.
Oh, cool, cool.
Against the Chicago White Sox, Monday the 27th.
That's great.
And
That's
then
great.
I got the bobblehead, the 31st, and then I got the 15th here and the 20th. And then I gotta get
Okay.
another one for a day with you. So I got basically 1, 2, 3, like 4 games left.
Excellent. That sounds great. So what I'd like to do is wrap it up now because
Yeah,
I want to follow the Yankee game tonight. It's getting close to the time that they're coming on, and
absolutely.
so this has been a really good podcast again.
Yeah, man, this has been a great podcast. We did it great. We took our time and we spoke. So yeah, man, it's always been a great podcast, man. This is the First Inning Podcast. Always like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends.
Yes, exactly.
You know. So yeah, so we're ended here, and that's the podcast, and we'll see you on the next one. So
Uh,
want to say anything before you go?
oh well, I say what I always say, and that is that I always enjoy talking to you, and it's always fun. You and I are huge Yankee fans. We're just regular fans. We're amateurs. We're not exactly Mike Francesa or anything like that, but we're just fans that like to talk about baseball and look forward to doing the next one.
Absolutely, man. And that's and I guess that's the end. So we'll catch everybody on the next one. See you, and so long, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.